Hi, welcome. I'm back and we are going to start in our textbook Exploring Adobe Illustrator CS6 with a CC addendum by Tony Toland and Anessa Hartman. And we're on page 4, which we're going to start at Lesson Connect the Dots Logo Tour. And under Importing the sketch, it says number 1, Open Illustrator. So of course my Illustrator is already activated. And then we're going to click on the File menu. We're going to choose Open. And then we're going to navigate out to where our Illustrator files are. Maybe take me a minute to find that. Here it is. Chapter 1, Lessons AI. I'm going to click on that, and where it says Chapter 1 L1, we're going to open that. And you'll see that you'll see that this is not indicated in the textbook, but what this indicates is that the text or the publisher created this file with a font that I don't have on my system, or one that I didn't have currently. So I'm going to go to this Myriad Pro Black, and I am going to find that, or at least look for it in my system. And change all. Well, let's see if I can find it again. Come on, give me the option to find it. I guess I'm not going to get that option, so I'm just going to click done, and we'll just put up with the type, I guess, as it is. Could have sworn I had that particular font in my system, but I do not see it. So maybe it's just not Myriad Pro Black. Yeah, I do have that too. Okay. All right. So first thing that we are going to do then, after we get that open, is in the middle of the document you'll see a blank artboard, which you see, that's the white space. This is the drawing space. To the left of the interface is the Tools panel. This is the Tools panel. And if you grab it right on this little top of the, like a file folder top, you can just click and drag that to another location if you choose to do that. And you'll use the Tools panel more than any other feature of Illustrator, which is true. We use that, access that all the time. I'm on number 3 on page 5. We're going to choose View and Actual Size. And then panels appear on the right in the interface. So these are all panels that are accessible. I'm going to put this away so you can see that this is the way the panels look. These are used to monitor, modify your work if we wanted to change the color, if we wanted to use a stroke, if we wanted to look at our layers. That's where we would go in order to make all that happen. The Essentials workplace is the default, and if you go up here right under the menu bar, this is a control bar, and it will show you a variety of drop-down options. These are different workspaces that are available to you if you were going to paint only, for example, do digital painting, or if you knew the design that you were working on was for printing and proofing, or if you were only working with typography. Every time you change one of these, then the panels and that are available to you change as well to make it more relevant to that particular workspace. But in this one, we're going to work, I think, probably in Essentials. So I'm just going to go up here and set Essentials. Get rid of the view of my messy desktop as well. And then we are going to turn to page 6, and we're going to choose Window, Layers to open the Layers panel. Now you can go to Window and Layers, but you can also go over here to this little icon, and this is also the Layers panel. And what you'll see that I do quite often is I click and drag it away from that particular area just so I can get it up close and personal to what it is I'm working on. We're going to click once on the bottom layer, which is the napkin sketch. That selects it. Then if you don't see all the layers, you're going to click on the lower right hand corner of the Layers panel window. Anyway, like I did, you can just click and drag to get it to where you can see all the layers. We're going to choose File and Place. So again, we have the napkin sketch selected. We're going to go up to File on the menu item, or on the menu bar. We're going to Place, and we're going to navigate back out to these lessons. We are going to look under Assets, and then we're going to look for this logo, and it's a PSD file, and then we're going to place it. And you'll see that this is one of the things that's changed with CC. What happens is rather than just having it place on the artboard, it gives you a loaded cursor, which then you'll have to take up to the upper left-hand corner of your document window and click once, and then that places that particular sketch that we're looking to place. This is the original scan sketch, which will be used as a template to trace the new logo design. Now we're going to get the selection tool, which is the black arrow, and that's in the Tools panel. And if necessary, we're going to click and drag the imported image to center it over the artboard, which is, mine's pretty well centered, so I'm pretty okay with where it is. We're going to click on the blank box to the left of the layer name, which is right here, and we're going to click on that, and that's going to lock the napkin sketch so we can draw over it without it moving at all. So now it's locked, and remember, if for some reason in the future you want to move it, you have to go back in here to unlock it. Now on page 7, at the top of page 7, number 10, we're going to do a file, and we're going to save as, and we're going to rename it. Same beginning, but we're just going to do an underscore, underscore Slater, or your name. Should be your name, first initial, and click Save. And then you can just accept all of these defaults as they are and click OK. Now we're going to click on the blank box to the far left of the layer named Sky Guide. I don't see anything there, do you? To unhide the layer, a solid rectangle with an outline appears. And if you look at figure 1.9 in your textbook, it will show you what we're looking for. Oh, that is the Sky Guide, and it says that it's I guess what we're looking for. Okay. Now the icon indicates that a template object on this layer is visible. Objects on template layers are usually used as a guide that you can trace over. Any elements on a template layer will not print. Other layers are visible when you see the eye icon in the visibility area of the layer. So we're going to look at the color options at the bottom of the Tools panel, which is right here. We're going to click on the fill box. This is the fill box, and you're going to bring that to the foreground. We're going to use Window and Swatches. So we're going to go up here on the menu to Window and under Swatches. That opens the swatches box or swatches panel. We're going to separate it from the dock by clicking on the word swatches and dragging it a bit to the left. All right, try to get it out of my way here so I can see it. I'm going to close this symbols box. And then we're going to choose a light lavender fill in the swatches panel. So I think this is probably the only light lavender there is. Now, Illustrator panels are arranged in groups within the dock. So for example, the swatches panel is grouped with other related panels, as you'll see here. Now we're going to click on the stroke box at the bottom of the tools panel. Bring it forward. That brings the stroke box to the forward position. And then we're going to click the none box below it to get rid of that gray color. And there you go. Now we're going to click on the layer Draw Sky to highlight it. And this is where we're going to draw the sky. We're going to select the rectangle tool, which is right here. We're going to click and drag from the upper left-hand corner of the sky guide diagonally down to the bottom right of the guide. And then we are going to click the empty box next to the eye icon in the Draw Sky layer to lock it. And then we're going to click on the template icon next to the sky guide to hide it. Now we're going to hide the sky guide and draw sky layers. Okay, there you go. Now you're going to do a Command or Control S to save your work. And then we're going to draw the sun. So we're going to click on the first empty box next to the sun guide layer. I want these off. Sorry, you guys. All right. To see the shape and size of the sun, which we can see here. And then we're going to click on the Draw Sun layer to highlight it. And this is where we're going to draw the sun shape. So we're going to click now and hold on the rectangle tool until we find the star tool. At the bottom of the tools panel, we're going to set the fill color back to white. So make sure that the fill color is at the foreground. Excuse me, we're going to go to the swatches panel and we're going to click on white. We're going to make sure that the stroke color is still filled to none, which it is. And then we're going to place the cursor in the middle of the sun and hold down the Option key. So be in the middle of the sun. You want to hold down the Option key if you're on a Mac, and Alt key if you're on a PC. And click once. Now what happens is the dialog box for star comes up, and we are going to, in the star options box, set radius 1 to 1.5. No, I'm sorry, 1.25. And radius 2 to 0.65. And then we're going to enter 15 in the points field. And click OK. Now we are going to get the selection tool and adjust the points. Position of the sun if necessary. Don't worry if the points don't align exactly. Well, that's dumb. They're not even close. So I'm just going to click and drag this up a little bit. See, I'm just dragging out the center of each one of these little icons to get it almost to the point where it matches. But again, it's not exact, so don't feel bad if yours is not exact either. All right, then we're going to hide the sun guide in the Draw Sun layers and save your file. Do a Command S. And you'll notice what they're having us do is save every few minutes, which is a great idea when you're working on an illustration that can be very, just a little time consuming. You don't want to get all the way through and have the system actually shut down, which is, I've had other students have that happen and lose your entire hour's worth of work or whatever. So, all right, this is probably about 15 minutes, which is about as long as I want to go before I start a new recording. So I'm going to close down now and I'll be back in just a moment. We're going to start working on drawing the grass. I'll be right back.